but how everybody that created something great were like losers for such a long time. You know? That Abraham Lincoln and Walt Disney and Madame Curie and Dr. Seuss and Miss America, and I mean just person after person. Just kept, losing, but they never quit. They kept going back for what they believed in, and that was amazing to learn that. Because you just think, oh yeah, this person did something great. This person became successful. This person made money, but when you hear the backstories about who they became, people say it's not what we accomplished, it's the person we had to become someone who's capable of accomplishing something is the real value. And they had the force on their side, but it's so much more than that. Actually, war is hell on earth. War is terrible. So I was inspired by the movie. With this woman, she was seeing all these soldiers, all these generals, and she was feeding them and nurturing them and believing in them. And, but then she would tell one general, okay, this person's losing it. We're not going to listen to him anymore. But she wouldn't tell that person, hey, you're losing it. We're not going to listen to him anymore. She would, I'm underrated to the movie Golda. And there's, I don't know if background being so cute in her hat.
Oh, there we go.
She is.
Bye. Bye.
It's on national radio. Coming out of Milwaukee, right?
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's awesome. They were talking about do you Kurt, any thoughts? Or Barbara, do you have anything else?
Okay, love you so much. Have fun there. Have a wonderful day. Stay healthy, be happy. I don't know whether I'm supposed to tell my daughter, not to drink because the words will start getting slurred and like that.
Uh-oh.
I should probably tell her that, right? Rather than just, have fun, be safe, be healthy, be happy, right? I'm not sure how to grow, how to nurture people, so that they can grow healthier and happier.
Yeah, as long as she's happy. We have Marianne who came back on here.
I gotta tell you guys, I'm gonna be traveling to Tennessee and to California from the 14th to the 31st.
Oh,
so
for just a vacation, or what are you doing there?
Just seeing my grandchildren and seeing a friend, but also people have talked about my daughter and I being somewhat codependent, and that her back, this is her older sister, I'm holding her back from having a relationship, creating a relationship, and being able to have babies. She's getting in her mid-30s, and that I should separate from her, and she thinks, I think she needs me, and she thinks I need her, that it would be healthy for both of us to separate and challenge that, right?
Yeah.
Especially for her, I'm supposed I was told it would be good. So we'll see. We'll see if in the next 4 weeks he falls in love. We were talking this morning about, is love something that you create because you're a creative person and you're learning how to love someone else, or is it something that just happens to you because the force is with you and you're meeting your soulmate? That's another, so many things that should be debated, right?
Yeah. Yep.
I was in a Toastmaster club where we were debating another club, and it was as if intelligence was rising to the surface, like dream coming to the surface. We debate a subject that we all wanted to know about in our club, and then we take our best debater and then continue the debate with another club with debater. And we're debating things like, how important is it to buy American?
Yeah.
And in Toastmasters, I keep being given these questions, like mysteriously. I'm picking a card, and it's the same card again and again. And it's about, what do I think about open relationships? About how do we really create love, and what is an open relationship? And I keep winning because it's something people really want to explore, want to talk about, is what I'm saying. To try to, how much is it us learning how men and women are different, and how to really love another person. That Anthony Robbins says men and women are different species altogether.
So, looking back, Marianne, and you have anything you'd like to say, or any updates about your organization? Yeah, you're on mute, Marianne.
I'm Mary Nawaki. I'm the author of the Acts of Kindness series. My books are written for animation movies with sign language characters and soundtrack by Lucy Lynch in The Perfect Way. All classroom teachers can get copies of my books from donorschoose.org. And Hawaii Subaru Hawaii was donating $25,000 to classroom teachers to request products through the month of August. So I did some calling to the schools and the School for the Deaf, and hopefully we can get these books into the school systems. So had a great friend that joined us last call, Linda Wyatt, and who was a Reiki master who gave us a Reiki certification in Hawaii, and she's in Florida. And so glad you're here. And hopefully Leon McLaughlin will be joining us here a little bit long later.
He said he'll be here in a half hour.
He'll be bringing filtered Maui schools. So back to you. Tell us a little bit more, Barbara. Back to school season. What do you suggest for teachers in classrooms?
More time under the full moon. We were, when it was the blue moon, everyone was, a bunch of people went out on the beach, and people were doing Reiki for each other, that sort of healing, sort of no-touch massage healing, and people were doing sound healing. And it was just there's so much beauty there. I got some great pictures I'll try to share. And what I think is that out of the classrooms and more, going into nature with these kids, and, having a 5-to-1 ratio would be good, adults to children, so that children could be heard and really cared for, really looked after. My children were always pointing out how teachers would have so many students that they really couldn't pay attention to what children were putting other children through, because there were too many kids to watch. So, my feeling, I've seen children who are homeschooled and they end up, when they get to university, they're excelling because they learned how to learn and they learned, value of learning, the excitement of learning, and they're appreciating the professors and the community. And you have homeschooling parents getting together with each other and taking the kids to where the parks are and the science workshops, the science walks, and the auditions, and all kinds of fun and meaningful things that our community puts on. When the last thing I did working with children that was so great, I was the thumb buddy lady, and I had this puppet that looked like a big thumb, and I'd come in and I'd say, "Can you hold your thumbs up, and can you go, I'm somebody, and I'm somebody special," because everybody, even if you're identical twins, you have your own individual thumbprint, and because we're all so special, we're all so different. We would talk about how good does it feel to be healthy. You're breathing the fresh air and climbing the tree and eating the mangoes, jumping in the ocean. And how do you know if you're not healthy? And these kids can be, ooh, I know Miss Barbara, like diarrhea, and everyone would laugh. And then they'd say, do you know what you can do to become healthy again? How do you get healthy? And right now, second graders know to say things like rest and exercise and, drink fluids. They know this already. And then we'll say, here's another kind of health that people haven't talked to second graders about yet. Mental health. How good does it feel to be mentally healthy? How do you know if you're not? And what do we do to fix it? And we talk about like the brightest people, and all the research showed us that good mental health is your ability to say, I like me, and having hope for the future, who you're going to be, what you're going to do. And children love this. They love this program. We're talking about diversity. And I take out my dirty laundry, and it'll be a shirt that'll stick to me because there's Velcro there. And it'll say, like, I'm not good looking enough. We'd say, now if I'm wearing this feeling around like a piece of clothing, am I in good mental health? Am I liking me? No. So we have to figure out, how to identify this feeling, and we're going to wash it away. And, I'm not smart enough. So, and how to be courage community. They're saying it takes 200 hours of interacting with another person before you really have that sense of, this is my friend.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what keeps people living longest, is having friends that they could laugh with.
Right.
So combining this spirit of, we're going to make it happen. We're not going to wait for the government or for our deity, or we're going to make this happen where we can create world peace and make this world eliminate human suffering, make this world a fun, healthy, happy place for people to be, because we have the ability, and we got to just keep working at it.
Great. Yeah, it's important. To never give up, especially if it's something you really want and do that kind of thing.
And you want to hear something interesting? I saw the Go Do My Air movie tonight, and something easy to know when we've lost. She says it's really hard for people to know when they've won. I thought that was kind of an interesting thought.
Yeah. Yeah, so it is interesting. Yeah, and you didn't get something, but then you don't always, She never totally thought about it that way before.
She was feeding people and nurturing. That was kind of neat to see. And whether the violence was really necessary for people to stop, trying to eliminate other people, right? It's something that could be debated. But it seemed like it was. At the time, and hopefully we've come through that period and we're wiser.
Yeah.
I'm a big believer in Toastmasters, an organization to help us bring out our ability to communicate from the depths of our hearts and our minds with each other and be understood and create unity.
Yeah, because communication is important.
I say that's the most important thing in our time, right? Hitting people with missiles, like touching people's minds with their hearts, with our words, our creativity.
Yeah. We lost Ariane. Should be connection issues. Gary, do you have any thoughts? It's the latest conversation, but I think this is interesting. Glad you were able to come on today, Barbara.
Thank you.
I like your background.
Oh, that's my Marilyn Monroe smile. And I just see the Barbie movie. And It's interesting because a lot of young women, were so touched, like 12-year-olds and 16-year-olds were saying, this is an important movie, this is valuable. And I thought they were talking about how Ken felt being in a Barbie world, whereas girls might. And there was a book that came out that said the media is the message. And we talked about how John Lennon and his song Imagine, Imagine like nothing to kill or die for, going around the world, where kids are singing it in all these different countries.
Yeah. You remember what the name of that book was?
Wait, I'm trying to think which book. I can Summerhill. a great book about like really respecting children, where the principal of the school said a kid could come to bother me and I could say, wait, right now, like I'm on a roll, I want to keep working on this, come back in an hour. And that 5-year-old would respect that, because they would know at that precious age that they deserve the same respect, that their thoughts and their actions were precious. That was so great. And I mean, there's many books I'd like to share with people: Spiritual Midwifery and Summer Hill, and even Lenny Bruce and Talk Dirty and Influence People.
Yeah.
The comedian. I'm thinking, what book did I bring up? That
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just anyway. Let me see. Anyway, yeah, I hope you have fun on your trip to Tennessee and California.
really hoping to be able to open up my courage and my heart more, so we can get to a place where we're not so afraid to be affectionate with each other and
Right.
be able to love each other. Got to play the other day where Jesus was a woman. I'm kind of bringing up this concept of, that let our kids see scary movies and all this violence, but we need to open up to where they can feel it's okay to be tender with each other.
Right.
And I found out that I'm a sapiosexual. I think that's what it's called. And they say, who are you attracted to, men or women? And that's people that know who they're attracted to is intelligence. When they're hearing things that excite their minds, because they'll see it as intelligent and worthwhile and meaningful. A name for that. Sapiosexual. Sapiens. Yeah. That was interesting to learn that word, because I felt like since I was a little girl, it's always who I'd be excited by.
Yeah. It's important. It's important to use things we have, or saying if you don't use it, you lose it. So yeah, it's important to use your minds on. So somebody gets excited about think about new things and that kind of thing. So
Little kids, they know how to flirt. They're not afraid to to look at you and smile and be all inviting, alluring, you know, by just naturally, you know, loving people, being excited by people. We gotta get that back. You know, where Jesus said, "Be like children again."
Right. We have Marianne back. So she turned into a rabbit and her while she was gone. Hi, Marianne. Yeah, you were on mute. Yeah, yeah. You're on mute.
Waiting for Leon to show up.
Yeah, you said he'll be here in like 10 minutes, 15 minutes.
Okay.
Um, but yeah.
And it looks like, so anyway, but they offer $100 to a $500. So I got to meet with my one. So anyway, it's all good. It's all good. You know, we're safe. I got water. I got, you know, some other places around. Speaking of water, Leon is bringing filters to Maui schools over there, and joins us. He can tell us more what he's been up doing. And working on the books this weekend. So it's been great fun, and swimming in the pool. And the heat wave has been crazy here, so just, you know, staying in. Yeah, scorching. I mean, scorching.
Change book, is it for children or adults or both?
It's all ages of the heart.
Yeah.
So it's what's happening in the characters. So it features Waterfall the whale for the love of water. It will feature a polar bear named Brittany, the bye-bye polar bear, who says bye-bye to the emperors. And we have an emperor penguin who will be a to the Greenpeace movement. So it's, you know, we take a, you know, what's happening, topic that's happening in the world, and writing it into stories. So we impressed Europe, so they did send a contract. So that's a good start. We're getting feedback from these actors, so you know, I'm happy with that. And we got a best books opportunity to apply for the books too. So you know, it's good to hear that feedback from these higher publishers and editors. So and you know, I know the classroom teachers get copies of the books from donors too, so we can focus. Marilyn requested the books. She got funded 2 weeks. So you know, if I'm sitting here and running with Suzanne for the climate change book and to complete the series, I will be happy. So, and yeah, I can't, you know, and then we'll go from there. But other than that, you know, again, the weather's been extremely, like, over 100. You walk outside, it's scorching. I mean, you just run into the store and run back. And yeah, it's all taken a little bit of a toll on our house. And you know, like I said, I'm grateful. I'm in a place where other people on the world, they don't have electricity and water, and then you got all the the garbage and the trash that's floating, and you can't really swim. You don't want to trust to swim out there in the ocean because after the hurricane. And so anyway, I'm just grateful to be here and working on some projects with Leon. So Emily, text him, find out where he is. And we had a great conversation. Linda was on for us the last hour. She's a Reiki master out of Florida, and talking about Reiki healing, the benefits, and solfeggio freeze, and amazing stuff.
Yeah, I texted him. I already did, and he said he'll be on. So
Okay.
I've said that like 3 times now.
So moving on, so it's Labor Day, so I got my white beach hat. Having a V8, so there you go. Red, white, blue. Red, white, and blue.
In Florida here, when it was the full moon, God, all these people on the beach giving each other Reiki and sound healing, and that seemed so right, you know. And I know my brother's writing a book on climate change. He did research on how do we get people to like really make the changes that we need to make a big difference. And found out that that's by art. It's by touching people's hearts with different characters. And Abraham went to Harriet Beecher's throat, Uncle Tom's Cabin, and he said, "Oh, so you're the little lady who made the Civil War happen." With her, you know, so there's almost mystic about the power of us being creative and helping people to get strength to change.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, no, I had my little high moment, like, oh my gosh, I got an offer, and then I saw what it was, and then like, oh my gosh, this is cool. So then Suzanne, did you see the fine print? I'm like, I don't pay. It's a learning experience, and it got approved. So it's showing Suzanne and I that we have great work, and there is a possibility out there. And there's 2 other things to happen. So we'll see I haven't. My neighbor's a retired attorney, so we'll review it. I have Dr. Liddy too. So anyway, that's all I can say. Takeaway. So it's just a good feeling that it's approved. Well, yeah. So we're having red, white, and blue today. God bless America. Happy Labor Day. Thank you to all the people who've done labor. And we all have. So, and Emily, what's any events going on this September? We have a new month.
No, not really. I mean, we have seen all of our shows. The rest have their last water ski season on Monday. And we have the Afro Film Festival coming up back in a month. And we have the nonprofit TV network and the Global Happiness Summit in October. So yeah, anybody wants to participate, just let us know.
In a Labor Day weekend, I think that's when good time music, fiddlers conventions happen in the Carolinas. Really nice things happen around Labor Day, and that's one of them. People come in and just, it's free, and it's people camping out and playing good feeling music together.
Yeah, and Yeah, they say right now it's kind of getting to the end of summer with the schools starting and that kind of thing. So
this is people picking blueberries and mountain climbing and going caving. And how it started was a few people who belonged to the Speleological Society, the cavers and the mountain climbers, realized that if they put just a little bit of money together, they could run a farm. And West Virginia and places in West Virginia where you have that kind of nature around. And so many people started showing up on Labor Day weekend. That's when it was happening, when people would come and camp out at the farm and play and lend each other their equipment and teach each other about caving and what to wear and playing games like two people jump in a sleeping bag. You have a bunch of two people sleeping bags. And then, and I wonder if this is okay to say, then they're supposed to like take off like 5 pieces of clothing, put it outside the sleeping bag. Then once they have the 5 out, then they're supposed to put it back on, still being in the sleeping bag, and jump out of their sleeping bag. And then in the winter, just a lot of like silly stuff like that. But people get in nature and playing, and I think that's as important as anything, you know. Just keep a good feeling just throughout the whole winter. And start laughter yoga again now after the pandemic, and in the parks again and on the beach. Or for a while we can only do it by Zoom. Tomorrow there's a big world peace activity here at this community center in Florida. There's a lot of good things that are happening, good things that people are doing, and they don't get that media coverage that tragedies get, you know, and they should, because I think we're so affected by what we see, what we hear.
yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm. I see Clubhouse being something wonderful for people to get together and share, become family with each other, develop communities.
Yeah. Clubhouse. There has been a popular thing. And yeah, we're running a room on it, and here, but
Thank you so much for creating this platform. I really would love to hear other people join and share, what they're excited about, whether anything.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's a progress. So, looking for people to join us on the show. So, if anyone is interested in joining us on the show, you're more than welcome to reach out to us if you are interested.
How can they do that if someone hears us and they want to participate? How do they jump on?
I can connect with us on social media to encourage everybody to check out all of our social media pages and groups. And share, comment on there. Otherwise, you can contact us either at podcastengineer54@gmail.com or 262-372-1754. And we'd like to give a special thanks to Marcus Hart of Transforming Media, Zach Clayton of the Peg Channel, Lawrence Wingate of Gate Studios, and Jay Strang of the Disability Channel for replaying this show on their platforms. And yeah, we are here every Saturday at 2:00 p.m. Central. And glad to see everybody. I guess until next week, everybody have a safe, happy, productive week.
Love you, Emily. Thank you.
And hi to Leon.
Hey, how fine, Emily?
Good, how are you?
Everything's going great. Beautiful day here in Seattle.
Any last quick updates here on your I know you have an event coming up. Any last quick things here before we end? Any updates or anything like that?
Oh yeah, we got really lucky. We connected with a group that's leaving next week that I actually did a project in Puerto Rico when they had the hurricane for water units. They're going to be building 100 homes in Maui. They'll be setting up at the Luna school, the only school that was left that wasn't burnt down. The other two schools got burnt down in Lahaina. So they'll be setting up shop there. They're going to actually get us a water sample and looking at making that special water unit. We're going to donate to the school and we're going to fund for more water units to go into any of the other schools and to the poorest of the poor people homes when they get them built or where at. Because as you know, they got that benzene, arsenic, and a lot of other contaminants and viruses in the water because of the fires. So happy that we're cutting red tape and actually we're able to put the water unit in that school and people's homes. And we connected up with an indigenous woman, Pamela, Colorado, whose home burnt down. And we're fundraising for her also to rebuild her home. So our basic theme is individuals help individuals. And without individuals helping individuals, nothing would be done. And if anybody want to join us, they can go to www.cleanwaterfoundationwa.org for any donations for Pamela and school, for more water units for her to rebuild her home. And so, yeah, great update. We cut through the red tape because as you know, it's a lot of red tape and bureaucracy a lot of times when you're trying to get things done. So things turned out really, really well. to get a group that I've worked with in the past that's actually going to build 100 homes, and their headquarters is going to be at that La Junta school. So that's the latest update. And we're having our big fundraiser September the 15th, 16th, and 17th, and 18th, actually, in Sedona, the Hopi and Navajo reservation. So that's a big deal, too. So the Hawaii thing is going good. The Hopi and Navajo reservation fundraiser is going well. And also, the water units got Gambia from our ranch event, and they should be receiving them within the next week or two. So it's been a great yeah.
Awesome. Thank you for the update. And so again, thanks to everybody for joining us today. And we'll see everybody next time.
Recording stopped.